soul. Now we all are walking the day. I met a little girl and we start to talk on a fine soft day. Speak French. Oh, what's a fella to do? Because her hair was black and her eyes were blue. And I'll be taking the world down the Saltdale Pond and the Golden.
Bom dia, bom dia. Vem aqui.
Good morning.
I came with costume. I came like Ireland, like Irish, because I always put the music in the beginning of the lives. And I love Ireland. I miss my time there, and we are going to talk about this today. So let's start in this vibe. Beautiful. Let's introduce you to everyone to talk about your life in Ireland, say about a little bit about you, talk a little bit about you, and then we go in this talk with the flow. We go with the flow.
All right. Good morning. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for accepting this talk. It's lovely to share content with people, and it's lovely to bring a little bit. That's what we wanted to bring a little bit to the English speakers about our work. So let's share it. Let's share about you. Introduce yourself to everyone that is going to watch after, and then who is coming now as well, because depends on the time. The people are going to watch later, so then later they will ask something. But now introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your work, and then we go.
Yeah, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning for everybody and to everybody. My name is Sancha. I am Brazilian. I live in Ireland for the past 11 years. Married to an Irish man, have 2 beautiful children. So my children are Irish-Brazilian. They're born here. What I do, I am an holistic therapist. I use Thetahealing as therapy, as a tool to help people. And the journey started last year, since pandemic and everything else. My youngest son, he's diagnosed with autism. He's on autism spectrum. So once he got diagnosed, it was overwhelming. It was even though we knew that something was up, but we didn't know what it was. Once we get a diagnosis, things, it is what it is. It's set in stone.
Yeah. So. When was it?
So last year he got diagnosed. So
2020. In the middle of kind of good
of
timing,
the pandemic. It was perfect timing. So I realized that there's not really much help for the parents' mental health out there in terms of dealing with it. Once you get the diagnosis, how you process in your mind and everything else, acceptance and all the feelings that comes with it. So I went to therapy. I sought for help for myself, and I thought, and I found Thetahealing in this meantime, which I absolutely love, and he helped me so much. It's been helping me on a daily basis. I use on a daily basis, and I thought to myself, why not? Why not? I don't bring that to other mothers that in the same boat as me. So that's what I have been doing lately.
That's so beautiful. Yeah, and you, like we talk, sometimes it's the time that you are going to focus totally on the child and you forget about yourself. So that's the reason that's so important to your work, because you can remind people there. So that through the posts that you bring out, through your experience, through the things that you live and learn. So it's very, very, very beautiful, this work. You definitely are going to collaborate with loads of lives. And did you find the Thetahealing in this middle too? So all the pandemic and before, did you have contact with this or no at all?
I was a patient, a client for for the different holistic therapies for myself. And I found last year as well the Thetahealing. And I think that even though I still do the conventional therapy with a psychologist and everything, I find that the holistic therapy treats some things faster.
Yeah.
So I get the results faster. So, and obviously I'm a person that I like things fast, to work fast.
Yeah.
So
Humans are normal.
I will go through the long journey too, but like if I can get some results quicker, I will definitely get that. So that's how Thetahealing has been helping me. And I managed to use some of the Thetahealing tools at home with the kids, so it's helping. So much improvement has happened since I started. So I'm very happy to share that and to help others.
And this is nice because you see, you don't need much knowledge or the whole life spiritual of being something. You can just have contact with this technique and it will open doors. Doesn't matter what is the background from the knowledge that you have, the beliefs that you have. That's, I think it's important to bring to people because sometimes get confused about holistic therapy being related to spiritual. Some brings a little bit confusion about religion or whatever or beliefs, but it opens doors for everyone. Doesn't matter the background, right? And you can see through your story too.
Yeah, absolutely. You can still be a Christian, go to church, and still go to an holistic therapist. It's therapy, It's working with the emotional part of it, the mental part of it, and we connect to the spirit because it's part of us too. Yeah. But it's not how to say, going to cults and
it's not going to interfere in any kind of things that you already have. It will just open what are your possibilities to be more, to get better. So that's very nice because you live in a country that it's really religious and it's related to it too. So it's nice to bring this idea to show the difference and to people just try. I always say, like, when you try something, or for example, you buy a pizza in one place and you don't like the pizza, you're not going to never more eat a pizza. You're going to try somewhere other place.
Yeah.
And if you try a therapy, just try another therapist or another kind of therapy, because that's the point. You have to find out what is good for you. And Thetahealing, I see it's good for everyone.
Yes, absolutely. And how do you say? And it doesn't matter the age, no matter where you live. Like in my case, I attend online. So it doesn't matter where you live. It doesn't matter anything. The thing that matters most is that you believe in a creator.
Yeah.
That you are open to work on the issues that you have. Yeah. One thing that I always pointed out on my posts on everything, like I will listen without judging, because I find that as women and as mothers, most of us are judged all the time. By society, by family members, or even us ourselves. We judge ourselves too all the time. So I think that is good to have a therapist that actually is going to listen to you and with an open heart and hold your hand and work with you and okay, I know how it feels like as well. So I just think that everyone in the world needs therapy.
Exactly. Let's start there.
Yeah, everybody in this planet needs it, and especially during this hard moments that we are going through, the whole planet is going through. So if you find something that works for you, absolutely yes. Life is too short to live this life heavy and in a miserable way and the kind of way. Let's just live life as much as
Yeah,
we
like
can, enjoy as much as we can, and face the problems with a different mind frame.
exactly. I always say it's too short to live by default, to not create exactly what you want to just, yeah, react to what comes and not understand how to go in a better way, like easily way. Yeah, because that's the point. I always say we don't have to know everything, but at least
Yeah,
how to go a little bit in life, it's the minimum that we can do for ourselves, like self-love. And
absolutely.
what you said, like, you know what you experience, this is important, like to find the people that have kind of the same experiences as you, so you can say properly, like, I live it, I know how it is, this did work for me, maybe it will work for you, maybe not, everyone is unique, but you can show from your own experience. So tell us about a little bit, like what you are free to tell, of course, about how it is going, this process. And how is his name? I forgot his name.
His name is Liam. He's 4.
Liam. Yeah, that's so beautiful.
He is on a lower spectrum of autism, which means that he's verbal. But he does need speech and language therapy. He does need occupational therapy and psychology and everything else. He has some of the issues that he faces on a daily basis is the sensory issues and the social issues as well. He's quite good with adults. He tends to get more involved with adults than children around his age, which brings a bit of a problem for the school.
Okay.
Because obviously his classroom is full of children of his age, and he can get overwhelmed with that. So we are working on that. We are working with his social skills. We are working with sensory skills. His diet is very, very limited because of the smell, the texture, the color.
The color too.
And the color too.
That's so important for you to have therapy. Imagine some moms in the old-fashioned way having this kind
because the whole planning on a day and the food and cooking and shopping for food, even to when we used to go out, I would have to bring his food separate.
Okay.
You know, he would eat a couple of things in a restaurant, but it's always the same thing. It has to be separate. For example, you cannot put a burger and the chips on the same plate.
Okay.
It has to be separate. You know, just kind of little things that would trigger him.
Yeah.
And when we talk about trigger, most people thinking about a big scandal. Sometimes it happens, the explosion of emotions, because he bottle up everything and keeps over there. And sometimes it does happen. Not very often lately, thank God. I've been working with him. We're working with breathing techniques from so I can bring him back to me. I look at him like, let's just take a deep breath. It's okay to feel frustrated. I'm here with you. You know, the kind of way I walk with him through the moments that I see that he's going to explode. Sometimes I allow him. If we are in a safe environment at home, for example, I take him from the place and I bring him to a room where he can actually be himself.
Yeah.
If we are outside or around other people, I try to just conduct him. You know, okay, that's fine. That's okay. I understand that you're angry. How are you feeling? You know, the kind of way. And sometimes he can't voice what he's feeling. He doesn't know what he's feeling. But I say, are you unhappy? Do you want to go? That kind of stuff, you know. Is having the understanding. It took me a very long time to get it to where I am at the moment. He still has lots of work to do because he's only 4. He's going 5 now. That is the sleeping as well. Sleeping has been always an issue for us, and since I started with this path, I've been programming his bedroom and his bed. I use chromotherapy in his bedroom as well. To help him sleep, and aromatherapy. I use lavender on his bedroom, so to give him, you know, the comfort that he
Yeah.
needs, because since he was born, he never slept through the night for a very long time. He would always
Okay.
wake up 3 to 4 or 5 times a night time, and it got decreasing and decreasing, and now for the past couple months, he's been sleeping through the night, which is brilliant. Which I say thank you,
Beautiful.
because I need to sleep too.
I
So
imagine.
and sometimes he would wake up at 4 in the morning for the day,
Okay.
or 2 in the morning for the day.
Yeah.
So it would be really, really tough for us, because I also have another child. And sometimes he would go to her bedroom to wake her up.
Yeah.
So it affects everything in the house. But since I started to apply little things, some tools at home, it makes things easier to navigate through the day. And I learned to take a step back too. I learned to just, when I see that I'm worked out, I'm anxious and I'm feeling angry, I'm feeling frustrated, because some of these days we do have bad days.
Yeah, of course.
But then I think, like, it's how I deal with the bad days.
It's not about the bad days. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a bad life. It's just a bad day, just a bad moment, in a kind of way. And I noticed that my kids, they feel how I feel. They see that mommy is not happy. They see that mommy is angry or frustrated. So I try my best to work on myself, and I tell them I'm not feeling okay today.
Beautiful.
So they also recognize the feelings. Oh, mommy also don't feel okay. Mommy also have a headache. Mommy also feels angry, because for some, all the kids think the parents are superheroes. We don't feel anything. We don't sleep. We don't eat.
You don't need anything. Yeah.
But that's not the case. So I tell them, I voice my feelings to them, so they can learn to recognize their own feelings.
Yeah, but first you have to understand your feelings too. Like,
exactly,
you have to learn. Yeah.
And that's a process that we learn through therapy.
Exactly.
Right. Go ahead.
You know, I'm really impressed by your story. Like, it's really, I'm afraid already of being mom, and being mom like this, it's really a challenge, and it's really beautiful, the work that you have done. And I was in my head, like, all these things that you do with them, the techniques that you use, and bringing the aromatherapy and all this stuff that you do in the environment for him. And for both, actually, because your daughter also demands energy from you. For me, it's like a movie, things that I just saw in the televisions, because I never saw in the real life someone being like real emotional intelligent with a child like this in this situation. And it's so beautiful. I believe makes your life so easier, because you can see the improvement through in your routine and everything. And I'm relieved that things are getting better and more sleep, because this is really important for you too. I imagine how much you demanded, but just to see you with this peaceful knowing the path, and knowing that it is a process, and it's going to be some ups and downs, but you are going to keep going. This is the importance of the therapy. This is the importance of the work that you are giving there, because it shows that you can keep your equilibrium. Of course, you're human, and there are some days that are going to be not okay, and you are going to adjust it. But it's beautiful to see the therapist that you also can be, because this is who you are, not just what you study, but what you apply in your life. It's what you can bring to people. So first, congratulations. It's a beautiful story. And I say I imagine, but I don't even imagine how it is, this challenge. But I saw one thing that I saw, I think, one video of him, and it's quite, because he communicates, it's quite of I don't say I would not notice anything different, but I would not put him in like say, oh, this child has an autism. So I think he has something challenging there too, because he can communicate well, so people are not going to understand quite easy. They're going to just put him together with everyone and everything.
Yeah, and it was a challenge as well to get him diagnosed, because it's so subtle.
Yeah,
The autism on him is not so, like, if you look at him and hear him talking for most of the time, if you're not living with him, you wouldn't know, because autism has no face.
Yeah,
has no like appearance, and it's so complex. The spectrum is so complex that not every person with autism is the same, but they do have some challenges. And like, obviously, when he was younger was harder. Obviously, because he was immature, he was younger, and he's still growing up. Like, he still doesn't know how to deal with feelings. We adults, we don't know how to deal with feelings either.
We are learning.
We're still learning. So,
and sometimes they are more intelligent than us.
Absolutely. So I just, in the beginning, for me, it was overwhelming. And it came like an avalanche of feelings. Like, I felt afraid for him, how people will deal with him, how would be his life in the future? Would he be able and capable to live alone, to have an independent life? That was one of my main concerns. The social skills that he does not have, that we are working on it. It takes many, many, many years to build up, social skills.
Yeah.
And therapy, obviously. That kind of stuff. I felt guilt. I blamed myself. Yeah. And that's the first thing the mothers do. If something happens, we always blame ourselves first. And during this process with the therapy, I learned to accept that not everything is under my control, which is hard because I like to be in control of everything. Yeah. So it's a process of dealing that, and to be kind to myself too. It is okay, to accept that I have this mission, I accept this mission, and I will go with it. I'm going to be the first one to be talking and protecting and bringing awareness. It is a journey.
Yeah.
And I'm educating not just myself, educating family and friends, and using social media, the power of social media, to bring their awareness as well, and acceptance, right? And I felt lonely, even though there's other mothers on the same boat. It took time to process.
Did your husband did it go together in this?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the process and everything.
Yes.
Because for men, normally they are a little bit more closed for this, right?
Yeah.
To open up for this word, it's kind of great.
Yeah, during the whole process, because it took months of appointments and everything, my husband has a job, like a full-time job, so I did most of it. But when they called us for an interview, just us, without the children, to talk about Liam, how we feel, and the struggles and everything else. My husband didn't really understand the concept of autism, the kind of way. Lots of people doesn't understand. I'm still educating myself.
Yeah.
So
and there are many different studies as well, right? I will talk about this with you later in private too. But the spiritual side, explains a lot as well. Like you said, the acceptance for what you chose to live here and what he chose to, and how they are so, it's kind of elevated already. They don't fit in society, human society, but because they see the world in a different way. But yeah,
Yes,
it is a complicated thing because a lot of studies we are discovering now. There are
yeah,
neuroscience now discovering things that we are, technology is helping. So yeah, you are going to, in 20 years, you are going to know much, much different things and
absolutely.
more. Yeah. So
And like my husband was with me when we received the diagnosis, we received it together. Um, he took his time to acknowledge
process, yeah.
and process the information. He tries to help as much as he can, but he has a full-time job too. So it's a bit being at home for this past months because of a lockdown. But and he sees the challenges and he helps as much as he can. You know,
Again, he's not mostly there, of course. Yeah.
exactly. Not because he doesn't want to, it's because
Yeah.
can't because
He
of
can
work.
too. Yeah.
So basically, I'm the one that bring to appointments, but he does when he has availability. He does brings to speech and language or for some appointment that needs to be done when I'm not available as well.
And
He
then he
jumps
got
in.
like the idea and what it is, because some parents
Yeah,
they do have problem on this too, right? Like the
it
mother
takes time. I think.
the mother accepts easier, and then the father takes a little bit longer to go in the process, I believe.
Yeah, I
I've
think
seen
as well. It's like is also depend on the family.
the
Like in my
person, of
case,
course. Yeah.
yeah, in my case, as I lived 24/7 with Liam, I had to jump in faster.
Yeah.
Like now, what do I have to do? What do I need to know? What do I need to learn to make this process and make his life
Mm-hmm.
and our lives easier because it affects all of us, you know.
Of course. Routine,
So
everything
that kind of,
changed.
yeah, that's that kind
And
of
in the
stuff.
school too? Did you
I'm
have to have
sorry.
did you adapt something in the school too, like with the teachers?
Yeah, yes, I spoke with the both teachers when he was during the process of evaluation. I spoke with the teachers. I said, "Listen, Liam has some issues with this and that. We are going through evaluation at the moment. We do not have a diagnosis just yet. So as soon as we have it, obviously, I'm going to tell you." After he got his diagnosis, the psychology, his psychologist, he is a speech and language and occupational therapist. They made a report for school and gave it to them and gave a copy to me. Liam is very visual, so we work on visual blocks and whatever helps him. You know, I break the routine so to show him what's coming next to avoid anxiety. So, for example, we break the simple things like you wake up, you have breakfast, after breakfast, brush your teeth, after brush your teeth, get ready for school. We go to school, and then in school, they have also the visuals for Liam. What
Okay.
is about to happen, their activities is a story time, is coloring time, is play time, food time, you know, home time.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then so you planned it to show him, and then he feels safe. So
he
then he
knows what's
knows what
coming
to do. That's so beautiful. I love
and
the mind, how the mind work, and I love his mind.
yeah, and
It's like, yeah.
it works so well since we start to do that. It works so well. Like the anxiety levels are lower. Obviously, there are days that he doesn't want to comply with anything. No is his favorite word. I don't want to brush my hair. I don't want to eat. I don't want this. I don't want that. And we just like, okay, today is gonna be one of those days. I'll prepare myself to just like, okay, it's
Yeah.
fine.
That's important to prepare yourself, because yeah, if you are in the middle of the situation doing something and lost a little bit of the moment and got in the emotion, it's quite easy for you to okay, I'm done. Now it's done, go to do it. So if you
Yeah.
prepare and you go, this is important to you to bring to people too, because if you are in the middle of the mess, yeah, don't do anything to fight it. It will get worse. If you prepare yourself for the fight, yeah, you have more chance of already taking it easy, the routine.
Also, I think that when you're in the middle of the storm, you don't see what is outside.
Yeah.
So if you have tools within yourself, you learn the tools within yourself through therapies on learn to identify those triggers and learn to identify what can I do now. It makes it easier. Obviously, like a couple of weeks ago, he had a big tantrum, a big one, over nothing, over something really silly. For me, it was
For him,
silly,
who was
but for
big, yeah.
him was a big deal, and he really went off. I took him, he was outside, so I brought him inside to the living room. I closed the door, switched off the TV so no noise around. I sat with him and I let him blow. And I say, okay, you're safe. You know, after the whole thing, it took more than an hour for me to actually get him back to settle down, and he cried, that kind of stuff. I felt energetically gone. I could sleep for a week. And I told my husband, I said, I am exhausted. And like my mood went down, and I identified myself. I was like, yeah, I'm like this because of what happened, because I donated all my energy for him. So I told my husband, I need to lie down. I need the time for myself to just like let it go. And then I had a good night's sleep, had a cup of tea, and had a good night's sleep. And the next day I was back again for another day. Sometimes you have to give yourself a break too, you know. Otherwise you go crazy.
This is so beautiful. Always say in the airplane they teach us, right? Put the oxygen mask first on you, because you are not going to have anything to give to him if you keep giving. You have to recharge at some point. So important that you have this awareness as well to see, okay, this is my moment now. I gave myself to you, but now I will stop, and then I'll recharge, and then I will be back. This is so important for you, I imagine. It's important for all of us, but for you, it's essential.
Yeah, and one of the challenges as well that I think that us that live outside of our countries, choose to live away, is the absence of family. Obviously, there is lots of people that manage to bring the parents with them and that kind of stuff. But in my case, I don't have any of my family members to help me. So the battle is exactly. So the daily basis, everything else is just us here, which it is tiring as well. If my husband's family, they live in different counties, they have their lives as well. My mother-in-law has a job as well, so it's not like I can be calling them every weekend and say, hi, can you just take the kids for a couple of hours so I can just like switch it off? That's not the case. So,
and as less the kids are used to them, less you can do this, right? If they are closer, it would be easier. Yeah,
and so the absence of the family also plays a part on that too. Not being able to share, or the emotional part of it as well. It's sometimes it can be a bit tough too.
I was going to ask you, I know now it's not the best moment to think about something like this, but did you think after the diagnosis, then did you think about going back to Brazil at some point to have maybe the support of family and something, or no? Do you always
I never thought about it, to be honest. I never even considered that, because Liam has a team of doctors that works with him.
Okay.
And he's so used.
It's always the same.
It's always the same doctors. It's the team that works with him. Like we have every family have a team and have a social worker, and he's so used to where we live, his bedroom, his school and friends, that kind of routine. And we would have to change everything, and that would make a huge impact on him. And not only that, like the government, the Irish government, pays for it. We do not pay
Great.
anything for it.
Oh,
So
that's amazing.
that plays like a huge part on it. And
Good
in
treatment. Yeah.
Brazil, we would have to pay for everything.
And especially for
So
these good treatments, like all these assistance. Yeah, we
yeah,
have to pay.
so
It's
it
not.
wasn't an option. And then my husband also has a job here. You know, we would have to literally start from zero, and like I wouldn't
Yeah, it's so
change.
settled there. So you
Yeah,
know, yeah, you go to travel, you go to visit, it's perfect, but not living there. Yeah, I imagine the
yeah,
change would be huge because that's the point. Sometimes it is important, the family, but yeah, but all the other things that you have there, it doesn't worth it, the change. It's not going to, yeah, the
yeah.
family cannot give the support that you have there in Ireland,
Maybe
even
if
if,
my husband was Brazilian, maybe, but he isn't. So,
yeah.
you know, he doesn't speak the language, and then you have to learn language and all that kind of stuff.
Are
And
you speaking Portuguese to him too, to Liam, or do you keep just in English then?
I do speak Portuguese at home.
Yeah?
However, Liam knows some words. He does not communicate in Portuguese at all. He knows
But
some
he
words.
understands.
He does understand. Sometimes I have to repeat the same sentence in English to get him
Okay.
to, you know, understand. But my daughter does. My daughter is good with Portuguese.
Does she
Um,
speak?
she does. She
Yeah?
does when she wants. When she wants, because
Cute.
it's easier for her to speak English, obviously, and she goes to a Gaelic school, so she speaks Gaelic
Oh,
too.
Gaelic already. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
I saw she was saying it in the video, right? I
yeah,
speak Gaelic.
yeah.
Beautiful.
We went to Brazil last year for holidays for 20 days, and she picked up Portuguese quite quickly, which was brilliant, and it was great to see that. But she only speaks Portuguese when she wants something. You know, she calls
Nice.
me mamãe
Mama.
when she wants something. Look, I just called you mamãe. I was like, what do you want now?
So
What?
clever.
Yeah. But she does like everything about Brazil. She loves Brazilian food and the music and everything. She really enjoys that. So
Beautiful. But yeah, I was questioning myself how it would be for his learning because I don't know how it is work then. Because sometimes it get confused for children already, and for him, yeah, it would be even more confused because he doesn't know the environment. Yeah, you traveled for 20 days, but for him to keep the environment and think, yeah, there they speak other language, it's an extra thing. So it's important for you to not care much about that, right? I saw some moms here that they care about this, like, no, my child has to speak Portuguese. And the beginning, when I got married, I said it to my husband too. And then I said to him, okay, I don't want to have a child now, so let's not talk about this. I don't know what's going to happen. But
I think
it's,
it's important to bring the culture to tell them where they are, where mommy is from,
yeah, to
ourselves.
show. Yeah, of
To
course.
show them, but like I will not oblige them.
Yeah.
It's their choice. Like
And
obviously, I would be happy if they did, but if they don't, that's okay too. You know, I have friends there like that too, and
yeah,
uh, but it's all about choice, and I wouldn't want someone to be imposing me to be doing something that I don't want to do. You know,
exactly.
even
And
though
for
I know
one,
later they might need it and they might want to use it for, yeah.
but that's the point. Maybe they are not going to use it, and it's more important to respect their environment and know, okay, I'm from this country, I speak this language, but they were born here and they are living this, and their life is different. So I will show my background, but respect what they are first, what they want to. And especially with kids, we see that we ask something and we want something, and then they're not going to do. So let it go. Let it easy.
Yeah,
If they do
I
nice, if they don't nice.
I tell, especially my daughter, I tell her that like her grandparents and my family, they do not speak English. And when we went to Brazil, she saw that. So that's when she made the effort to speak Portuguese and with them. And I told her like, they do not speak English, they will not understand you. I talk to her in Portuguese, but she doesn't talk back. She doesn't understand everything that you say, but she doesn't talk back. I say you have to make an effort to talk.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna understand you if you speak in English. And she didn't. She loves it. She tells me that when she grows up, she's gonna go move to Brazil and teach English, and she's gonna live by the beach. I was like, that's fine. That sounds like good to me.
That's a good plan. I like her already.
That's a good plan. I wish she knew that it was that easy to live like that, but anyway.
I love, we need to keep this child inside of us. Yeah, we'll do that. That's it. And we'll see. She will be capable. Definitely she will. Oh, this is beautiful to see. And it's important. And their relationship, it's good. They do have, because brothers and sisters, of course, they always have fights. But
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
is she the big sister, right?
She's bigger. She's gonna be 6 now in June. But her personality, she's calm. She's calm. She's very family and emotional kind of thing, kind of person. She does have her moments. She has a temper, but she does love him to bits. And I try to explain as easy as possible to her that her brother has the brain a little bit different than ours. He works different ways. So she understands when he goes through his tantrums and he has why he eats different food and that kind of stuff. And the amount of doctor appointments as well that he has. But like, why is he going to the doctor? He's not sick, kind of thing. So I try to show her why that Liam needs us to help him. She's understanding, but she's still a child, so they do have lots of fights, and they argue because of the TV, because of the TV program, because one wants to watch something, the Barbie, he wants to watch the trains, and they fight. And they fight because one is sitting beside me, the other one wants to sit beside me too, that kind of stuff, you know. It's they do. And Liam loves her very much. He's very protective of her, especially for when I'm giving out to her. She's my sister. She's my sister. I was like, I know she's your sister.
And I'm mom of you.
Yeah. It's just too funny. Well, he has that consciousness that she is his bigger sister. But only himself is allowed to give out to her. We are not.
That's so nice. We are kind of this, right? I'm allowed to do that. You are not going to talk about my child. So yeah, you have this mom instinct. Beautiful.
Yeah. They have a good relationship.
Nice. This is beautiful. And do you have friends that they go like play dates and everything with other children separately, or they go like together? Are they having this bond?
Now that Maeve is getting older and because she's in school, she has more friends around her age. Obviously, whenever it's allowed because of COVID restrictions, she does have play dates with her girlfriends. And I do have to bring Liam with me because I don't have anybody to mind him. But he got called the other day for his first play date with a friend from school. We just took them to the playground across the road. And so he could play with a friend around his age because they're in the same classroom. And this was huge. This was a huge step for Liam to accept to play with a boy, to share. and to allow him to be touched by another boy. They even hugged. That was so cute. That was huge, huge step, you know. And he keeps talking about Adam is my friend Adam, and I was like, oh yes, that's what I want. That's what we need. We need him to have that social skill to have a
To
friend.
bond with people, yeah.
Exactly, to be able to bond with people that's not his family. And it's very important for school, especially school time.
I think it's important to see how small things are different already in your life. And some people, some people are not going to care if the child made one new friend. It's like, yeah, the child is with a new friend. It's okay. And for you, you can be grateful for it and all this small stuff you have to give.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful for us to see as well how we can give more meaning to life. Like, okay, small things are really important, people, because for some people are a challenge. Like for Liam, it is a challenge. So let's be grateful for everything that we can. Like even this, like, okay, I don't have this challenge in my life, so I'm very grateful. You got it. You have to be super grateful for your work, because maybe if you didn't have the Thetahealing, the therapies and everything that you are doing, it was going to be a much harder step. So imagine where you could be now, and you are already going. And there are people that don't have all the contact that you have with this, with that, and they are going through this harder path. So it's for you, it's really nice to be grateful for it too. It's really nice to see him with the improvements.
I try to bring, because they're quite young, so I try to bring the meditation and the breathing techniques to them. My daughter loves yoga, so I do put yoga for her. I do put some high vibrational kind of music for her. She does like sit down, and she does believe in the fairies and that kind of stuff. And I talk to her about the spiritual world kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And she finds it's amazing. And I sit down there outside in the garden, and I tell her I'm just meditating. I'm just like relaxing, and she sits down beside me. I don't tell her to do it, but she's curious about it. Yeah. So I just tell in her own language kind of thing. Yeah, mommy's meditating. Yes, I'm talking to the planet, sending good energy to the planet kind of thing. And she does sit down beside me. Yeah, I want to do that too. It's like, yeah, so I teach her a couple things. And the breathing technique helps a lot, especially when they are,
and this is
overwhelmed.
good for all the moms, actually. We are talking especially today about this, but for all the moms, you could help with this breath technique that you do. We should learn every day about breathing techniques. It's everything that we do the whole day. We are breathing, and we don't know how the huge influence in our state of mind and everything. So the importance of learning this, and that you are repassing it to, is so beautiful, so nice, and you can bring it to other people. Like one of the techniques, like you said, to stop and breathe with him and everything. You have to practice it a lot so you can bring it to him and to others, right? How long did it take for you, like, practicing?
I try to practice on myself every day. I take at least 10 minutes in a day. Most of the time, like when I wake up and start to do the things in the house, I put the high vibrational music to elevate their energy. So I get the pump for the day. Yes, let's do this kind of thing. Because it's very easy for you to wake up and go down the rabbit hole. Oh, Mondays, that kind of mind frame. Here we go again kind of thing.
Yeah, so one more day.
One more day. So that kind of thought and mind frame, that I don't want to have that. Obviously, I'm only human. I do have days that I just like go down and allow myself to do that. But I recognize that I cannot be like that. Let that consume me, take all my energy. Because we are energy in the end of the day. So it took me at least a month or two to get to apply this kind of stuff with the kids and see if it works. Like, obviously, I do not force them. I do not force them. Say, can mommy send you good energy? Yes, I can. I ask permission. Can I do that? Can I do this? Would you like that? And if they say yes, yep, let's do this. And sometimes Liam say no. It's like, that's fine, that's fine. Whenever you want, just come and talk to me. And then afterwards you come back and say, yes, mommy, can you do that? Rosie? Yeah.
It's a really conscious parenting, yeah.
Yeah.
It's in real life to see, it's beautiful. And
I'm not telling you that it's an easy life, but like you practice on a daily basis, it do get better. It does get better. So,
and it does get easier, right? Because some things that you are doing today, I'm sure you didn't think you were going to be able 1 year ago, for example.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
And you went through, like, just you're willing of doing it. You're willing to be a good mom, and it's so beautiful. I admire a lot of really good moms in general, but the good moms, like, they are doing some effort to be a mom, because, like I said, to be a mom is not just having a child. It's all the process of raising someone that is going to be in the world later, and not just for the child but for others. So it's, I think it's the huge and the biggest work and responsibility in the world. Like, there's nothing bigger than this. And especially going through what you are going, you deserve just my admiration and congratulations.
Thank you. You're very kind.
I admire you a lot for your story, and I love it. I love it to listen to it. I would love to keep watching it, and hopefully one day see Liam as well, to meet him.
If you come to Ireland, or if I go around your place, around your country, why not? We can catch up for a cup of tea.
Exactly.
Real cup of tea, you know.
We know, but let's bring to everyone this then, who is going to watch later. You are, of course, you give this attention to mothers that are going through the same path as you. But you are open to everyone, and you can collaborate because we see the techniques, the intelligence that you have, and the knowledge that you have, the experience that you have. You can collaborate with everyone, really. All the moms, especially moms out there.
I'm happy to help. Anything that I can do to help. And sometimes someone just needs someone to listen, you know. I'm here too, without judgment. It's just, my place is open, so just send me a message.
And in English and Portuguese, right?
Both languages, yeah.
Both languages you are working. Do you have, there we have loads of Brazilians too, right? It's like you can work with Portuguese too easily. So you probably now we will start to share more to people and bring more knowledge. Maybe we share more things in the future too. I love to all your experience and learn with this too. I learned it a lot today. So
thank you.
Keep bringing and shining this light to the world, because it's beautiful your work and beautiful your experience with them, as a family, not just for them, not just for mom, but being a wife still and being a mother. And we can see a woman too. Just be yourself, because when you take time for yourself, you are being you to the sunshine, not only the mother, the wife, but you, and this here. So this all multidimensional being that you are. So it's beautiful. Really admire you in general.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love our chat. Thank you for your time as well, for inviting me this morning. And I hope to catch up soon. We keep following each other.
Yeah, exactly. Work. And who wants after, just talk to you on Instagram, right? Or do you have a website?
Just send me a message.
Great. Who keep sharing the spreading the words the word to the world.
Thank
Okay,
you so
lovely
much,
to chat
Karine.
with you. Thank you so much for your time. Kiss.
Have a
See
lovely
you.
day. Thank
Yeah, you too. Keep in touch.
you. See
Bye
you.
bye. And
Bye, guys.
kissy Leah and in what's her name?
Maeve.
Maeve. Maeve and Liam. Kiss on them. Okay, bye bye.
Thank
Bye
you.
bye, everyone. Bye bye.